Hello, it's Kadisha. I'm back with another video. Written or unwritten expectations. And this is where we will get mad at people because of something that we haven't necessarily said, but we're expecting. And that's why communication is the biggest thing in relationships. We have to communicate what we need. This video is sparked because I was talking to someone and they were telling me about someone, basically somebody they work with, and they said, yeah, this person, they didn't do this, they could have just did that. And I was like, yeah, well, they could have. But then I realized, like, that wasn't a part of that person's job description. So just because we will do something, we automatically assume that other people would or should do it. And just because somebody can do something don't mean that they would, or not necessarily, because they probably would if you asked them, because they're like, oh, that's nothing, I just didn't think about it. Everybody don't think the way you think. And so you have to communicate what you're wanting so you're not disappointed. And I think that's something that too can go with our relationship with the Lord. The Lord says we have not because we ask not because he doesn't want to give it to us, or not that he doesn't know what our needs are before we even ask, because he even tells us that. And so he will go ahead and do things that we need before he even asks. So that even goes to our relationship with the Lord. However, with people, we have to realize that people aren't all knowing. People aren't God. And even when God tells us that we need to ask, and that's why we don't have, how much more should we with people? Like, yeah, we have to say, okay, if this is something that I'm wanting, and it could be someone you just met, like, I'm thinking about like a car dealership. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. But yeah, like, oh, this is something that I'm wanting. Communicate that. Don't say this person should give me the best deal just because I'm a human, they're a human. And sadly, maybe that's the worst situation. So maybe that's why I brought it up. You got to be very particular in that. But the Lord, he tells us, to write it down, make the vision plain. And I think that just goes with communicating. Like, say what you need. Don't just sit here and expect something, and then when you don't get it, you talk about it, and then you're like, well, I wasn't really upset about it, I'm just talking. And you could be just venting about it, but if you're talking about it, then it must bother you. So we have to learn this, and I'm learning this. This is something I'm learning, because I have that expectation too, that I'm just like, oh, this person, see, I'm doing this. But one thing about us humans, we are complacent people. We are a complacent people, and we take things for granted. We do. And so we have to make sure that we're not one of those people that are, constantly taking. But you also have to make sure you're not a person who just constantly gives and no one's give back. You have to be sure that you communicate what you need, so you're not left with unwritten expectations and upset at a person that doesn't even know what exactly you're needing. So I think this is the last video for 2025. Yeah, this in fact is the last video, but maybe go into 2026 with clear communication, stating what we need, not with arrogance or ending, of course, with confidence, but also with humility, and say, okay, this is what is needed, and make sure it's a win-win for everybody. That's what we want. So thank you so much for watching. Like I always say, sea como yo que quieres ver en otros. Until next time. Bye.